What's going on, guys? Orms Forum coming at you guys with today's video. And today's video is about two Detroit football Lions, two players that are having a really good season, two rookies, Aiden Hutchinson and James Houston. Now, these two guys have amassed 12 sacks between them, tons of pressure, getting a job done. But we really need to start enjoying these two rookies and really stop with the comparison game. Now, you guys know me, man. I love to get my feedback a lot from social media, Facebook. I know I can see Twitter, but I can't comment still. Come on, Elon Musk. But that's a whole other story. So I like to get a lot of my ideas from social media. Especially Facebook. And I've been on Facebook and been having a discussion with the guy about who just keeps slandering Aiden Hutchinson. Now, I'm not going to name who the guy is. If you follow me on Facebook, follow me in a bunch of Lions groups, you might figure it out. But this guy just keeps slandering Aiden Hutchinson to a point of nausea. It's nauseous now. Like, I'm getting nauseous. It's ridiculous. Coming out and saying he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, he gets beat here, he gets beat there, he's not going to be good, he's overrated, blah blah blah, this and that. And he keeps saying that James Houston is going to be or is better than Aiden Hutchinson. Because of the sacks. Hutchinson has 7 on the year. He's played since day one, does not come off the field. James Houston was on the practice squad, only been with the club for on the 53-man roster for a little bit over like a month or so, 5 games, a little bit over a month. And he's getting to the quarterback at a better rate than Aiden Hutchinson. 5 sacks in 4 games. Hutchinson, 7 sacks in 14, 15 games. So obviously James Houston is the better defensive player, according to this guy. So we all know the story of Aiden Hutchinson. He went to Michigan, number 2 overall pick. Had 3 years at Michigan that were very underwhelming, to say the least. I personally think he was a late bloomer. He's a late bloomer. It looked like he was going to be 2019. Looked like he was kind of, coming on a little bit. Then he got hurt in 2020. Only played a few games, and then 2021 literally burst onto the scene. 14 sacks in the Big Ten. Became the number 2 overall pick. A lot of people thought he was a bust. Some people still think he is a bust. Those are the complete morons, by the way. Sorry to say it, but they just are. Not even sorry, actually. That's the Canadian in me there. But you got those guys, right? Okay, number 2 overall pick. He's had a really nice debut. He's in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He might not win it. Might go to Sauce Gardner. Who knows? But he's in the running. He's up there. There's probably 2 guys that are going to win it. It's either Sauce or it's going to be Hutch. We'll see when these last 3-4 games. So I think he was a late bloomer coming out of Michigan. He had that great 4th year at Michigan. Played really well. He's making a nice debut as a rookie. 7 sacks. He's probably going to reach. I'm guessing he's going to reach about 9 to 10. I predicted 8 to 10 on the year. He's right there. And I think he's going to be a double-digit sack guy for the rest of his career. I think he will be. I think it's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Does not come off the field. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down. Doesn't come off the field. Does he need to work on some things? 100%. Does he need to get a little bit better at playing the run? Yes. And the funny thing is, he is getting better at playing the run. His last 3-4 weeks, or ever since this turnaround has happened, the defense has been playing lights out. It took a while, but they're playing a lot better. I think everybody on that defense is playing better. And that includes Aiden Hutchinson playing the run better. Just doing the things he's supposed to be doing as a number 2 overall pick. He's a force. So in comes James Houston. The story on him. He went to Florida. Played 3 years at Florida I believe he was a middle linebacker at Florida. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he played outside linebacker. I think he was a middle linebacker. He was a part-timer at Florida. And this is no shade. I'm not throwing any shade on James Houston. So he was a part-timer on at Florida as a Florida Gator. Acquired a little bit of numbers, nothing big. Played 3 years there. Didn't start. Entered the transfer portal. Went to Jackson State. Deion Sanders' team. He was a head coach there, and he's going to Colorado now. But it doesn't matter. Goes to Jackson State, a smaller school, and lights up the world. 16 and a half sacks, 30-something tackles for loss, couple picks, couple touchdowns, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries. He was a man possessed at Jackson State as a Jackson State Tiger. Got himself drafted because he probably wasn't going to be drafted. Okay? And then when he went to Jackson State, they didn't even have a position for this guy. They had kind of like a little bit of a Hard Knocks thing going on there. I've talked about this before. They had a Hard Knocks special going on with Jackson State, because it's Deion, right? Prime time. So they had one part of the show where they had James Houston, I think it was a D coordinator, and Deion in the coach's room. It looked like it was Deion's office. Long story short, Deion told him, "You're not starting here as a linebacker. You're not going to start over so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so." They named like 2-3 guys, whoever their names is. "You're not going to start here, but we want to move you to defensive end because we love your athleticism. We love your bend. We love how you can get to the quarterback. We think you can be most value is right there at that position. Getting to the quarterback, that's going to be your thing, man." And at first, James Houston was a little bit hesitant. He's like, "You guys are using me wrong. I don't think it's going to work, blah, blah, this and that. I'd rather play linebacker, but you know what? Let's do it." And then Deion pretty much had to tell him, "Well, this is it, man. It's either you do this or you don't. And you're just not going to make the team. You're going to get cut. It's just that simple." So James Houston, manned up and said, "Okay, man, I'll try defensive end." And the rest is history. He was an absolute stud, baller at Jackson State. Got himself drafted. Brad Holmes finding a gem there. And then gets drafted. And the Lions, if you follow my training camp notes, they didn't know where to put James Houston. They had no idea where to put him during training camp. They tried him at linebacker. He looked like he was struggling big time. They put him at defensive end, kind of rush end, outside linebacker role. Looked much better during training camp. Looked much better there. Never ended up making the 53-man roster. Put him on the practice squad. Nobody poached him within that first, 10 weeks, 11 weeks, wherever he was here and not playing. He could have been poached unless they were protecting him, but I don't know if they were. Could have been poached. Kept him on the practice squad. Finally, injuries happened. Charles Harris going down. Romeo still not healthy at the time. Julian Okwara a little bit banged up. Just guys, maybe even John Kaminsky hurt. A couple D linemen hurt. He gets his opportunity. And look what he's doing. He is taking the NFL by storm. But to say that James Houston is a better football player than Aiden Hutchinson because of his sack win rate is beyond ridiculous. Let me just get rid of this. That stuff bugs the hell out of me. Sorry, guys. That stuff bugs the living hell out of me. Why can't we just enjoy what's happening here? These two are two phenomenal ends right now. I wouldn't even call James Houston an end. He's more of an outside linebacker rush end. That's what he is. And what he is he's a situational pass rusher. Trying to tell this guy on Facebook, dude, just enjoy it. Why are you trying to slander Hutchinson so much and saying that Houston is the better player? I shouldn't even buy into that, but I do. It's just me. I'm passionate about my Lions, right? So I feel like sometimes I need to go in there. I need to be Superman and save the day, just like a lot of Lions fans do with a lot of players on this team. You know who I'm talking about. You put your capes on, you put your white knight helmet on, you got your sword, and you go in there swinging for certain players. We all do it. I get it. We all do it, and I kind of did it for Aiden. It's not that I really had to even do it anyways. It's just like Aiden doesn't come off the field. James Houston is a situational pass rusher. That's what he is. He's not dropping back into coverage. He's not playing the run that well, but he is getting to the quarterback at a very, very high rate. One of the highest rates in the NFL. Even when he doesn't get the sack, he's getting home. Getting home means getting to the quarterback, causing chaos, havoc, quarterback hits, quarterback pressures, deterring everything to do with the quarterback, making him think this guy's coming. That he's doing his job well. And that's what his job is right now. Don't come out, though, and say that Aiden Hutchinson is not as good as James Houston because Houston has 5 sacks in 4 games. Don't do that. It's weak. It's a weak analysis. It doesn't make any sense. That's like, let me put it in baseball terms here. You know the saying, chicks dig the long ball? That's true. Chicks dig it, man. Chicks dig the long ball. Chicks dig the guy that hits 30, 35 plus home runs. But guess what? Is that guy batting 280? 290? Some do. Maybe that guy's only batting 220. Maybe he's Rob Deere of the Detroit Tigers. You know who he was? I'm kind of aging myself here a little bit. Rob Deere was a guy that could hit the ball to the moon, but he'd be batting 200. But if you got a hold of a ball, he's hitting the ball to the moon. But he didn't play a lot, but he came in some certain situations when they needed to drive in a couple runs and they were hoping he would connect and hit one. But there's a good chance, a very good chance, he was striking out. And I'm not saying James Houston's striking out. I'm just saying he's a situational guy. He's coming in on passing downs, or you think it's passing downs. It's all about strategy, right? Like on kind of obvious downs that you think the offense is throwing the football. That's where you want to play James Houston. He doesn't start, but he comes in on situational downs where Aaron Glenn thinks they're passing, and his one job is just whisper in his ear, bro, get the quarterback. That's what his job is. And that's a great problem to have. Now, can he develop into a starter by 2023? Sure. You better learn how to play the run, and you better learn how to maybe drop back into coverage a little bit. Now we talk about pass rush ability. I think James Houston is probably the best pass rusher on the team. Just from the small window that we're looking at. Now, it's a little bit early to say that, but as a natural pass rusher, I haven't seen anything like that since Von Miller. Like, no word of a lie. And I'm not just blowing smoke. His ability to get into the backfield is uncanny. Like, you see Romeo doing it. You see Hutch doing it on pure strength and speed, right? He's not very athletic. He's very stiff out there, Hutchinson. He is. Then you see Romeo. I think he's a little more athletic, but he does it on power and speed. A couple moves here and there, but they rely on their power and speed. Houston's not relying on power. He's dipping under guys. He's literally, his elbow is touching the grass. He's leaning so far. He's going around he's going around a left tackle. He is leaning so far in with his shoulder dipping. His shoulder's almost touching the grass at times. I haven't seen that since Von Miller. Von Miller was doing that stuff in his prime. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be the next Von Miller. Von Miller is a Hall of Fame guy when it's all said and done. But that's where his athletic ability and his natural pass rush ability step in. It's uncanny. I haven't seen anything like it in a long time. It's very, very fun to watch. But he's not better than Hutchinson. He's not. Because Hutchinson doesn't come off the field. Hutchinson only comes off the field to get a breather. Because that kid's going 160 24/7. 200 miles an hour that kid's going. He just is. So that's it. Let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy these two beasts getting to the quarterback. Because it's fun to watch. Two guys that are leading the NFL as rookies. as a duo, you can't go wrong, man. It's a great problem to have, but stop saying that Houston's better than Hutch because he ain't. And that's okay, though. That's okay. That's it, guys. Thanks for the video. Ranting a little bit. Had to get in some videos this week. Can't wait to get to the preview coming up in a couple days. But thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching me. Don't forget to hit subscribe button on the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all the vids. And don't forget to like, comment, share this video out. What do you think, man? Let's just enjoy Hutch in Houston, man. Double H, baby. Let's go. Boom. One pride. Go Lions. Bang.